Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chen Mei. Okay, good afternoon to everyone. Okay, let me do a quick introduction of myself. My name is Agnes Tan. I'm the Program Director for Business Undergraduate Programs in Heriot-Watt University, Malaysia. Okay, so today I will do a topic on understanding people to be successful in business. Okay, so I will share this. I will share the slides now. I hope you all can hear me clearly. Okay, thank you, Aya. Okay, please let me know if you can see the screen. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, let's get started. So humans have emotions. Okay, every one of us, we may feel happy. So I hope today you are happy. And then you might feel sad some days. You might feel joyful in some days, and you might feel angry in some days. So this actually suggested that every one of us have emotions. Okay, let me ask you these questions. Will emotions affect our behavior? Okay, for those who say yes, emotions will affect our behavior, can you please give a smiley face in the chat box? Okay, you can choose an emoji of happy face or smiley face in the chat box if you think that we have emotions and emotions will affect our behavior. Okay, Daryl, thank you. So Daryl said yes, Chen-Mei said yes. Okay, so thank you so much. So basically, let's go back. So basically, yes, emotions do affect our behavior. So how emotions affects our behaviors in daily life? Okay, so I give some examples. Yeah, so I'm not too sure about you, but I always, or not always, now cannot at least. Okay, so sometimes, sometimes I may engage in impulsive buying. So according to research, someone will engage in impulsive buying when they have bad mood, or when they feel upset, or when they feel sad. Okay, these emotions will actually increase the chances of impulsive buying. So like during FMCO now, okay, full MCO now. So maybe I'm not too sure about you, but some of my friends engage in online buying. So every month he or she might engage in like few times at least, few times. One month, one of my friends bought 20 over items, okay, 20 over times from online platform, okay, like Shopee, like Lazada. So that's actually why do we actually engage in impulsive buying. One of the reasons could be because of our emotions. Okay, that is one example. Okay, and the other examples of how emotions affects our behaviors, okay, is that it might affect our health. Okay, so like for okay, some people's, okay, when they feel upset, okay, for a prolonged period, they might find that they may have no appetite to eat, and then they start losing their weight. Okay, so basically emotions do affect our health also, because when we engage in certain certain feelings, especially negative feelings for long term, it might actually affect our health. Or vice versa, I'm not too sure about you, but sometimes when you are in good mood, okay, or when I am in good mood, I tend to eat more. Okay, what I eat, okay, I will start eating all the snacks, okay, like chocolate, cakes, okay, so that's basically is affected by our mood. Okay, what you eat, or whether you have appetite to eat or not, sometimes it's being affected by our emotions as well. Okay, so okay, not I am the one who actually said so. Yeah, basically it is emotions basically is affected, and it, or maybe is affecting our behaviors or our thought, is basically based on this theory called the cognitive triangle. So back in 1960, Aaron Beck invented this therapy called cognitive behavioral therapy, or what we call the CBT, as one of the most widely utilized therapeutic modality. So one of the key components of the CBT is cognitive triangle, the one that you are seeing now in this slide. So this cognitive triangle actually demonstrated the interrelated natures of our thought, okay, what we think, okay, our feelings, okay, or our emotions, as well as our behavior. So more specifically, so how we think, okay, how we think might affect how we feel as well as how we act, or vice versa. If you look at the arrow, basically it actually suggests this is a two-way relationship. So thought can affect our behavior and emotions, vice versa. It can also, emotions can actually affect what we think and what we do, as well as the behavior can affect what we feel as well as what we thought. Okay, so this is what we call the connective triangle. Okay, so therefore, like what I have given the example, sometimes when we are happy, okay, we will do something. Sometimes when we are sad, we will do something. So basically, actually, this suggested the relationship between emotions and behavior. Okay, I'll give you more examples how this works. Okay, let's say in school there's another kid say something mean to you. Okay, say something mean to you. So let's see what might happen. Okay, if you think, okay, if you think like this is my fault. The other kid wouldn't be so mean to me if I were more fun. Okay, so this is what you think. Okay, you think very negatively. So if this happen, what will how does this reflect in our behaviors as well as our feeling? Okay, so basically it will we will be maybe frowning, crying, feeling tired, paying attention to things that you don't like about yourself, and wanting to be alone. So in general, you are very sad or very upset. Okay, so that's might happen. Okay, so according to this cognitive triangle, if you want to change your behavior or if you want to change your feeling, you can do so by changing your thought. Okay, so give you an example. So let's say, wait, let me clear. Okay, let's say this is what happened. Just okay, this is actually now you change your thinking. So instead of thinking that when another kid says something mean to myself, that is my fault. So now you change your thinking that you say this isn't my fault. So the other kids just like making people feel bad. So therefore, when you change your thought, what will happen is your behavior and your feeling will be changing as well. Okay, so you are now very angry. Okay, and then what you will do is you may show it in your behavior, like you clenching your fists, okay, and then your heartbeat will be faster, and then you will basically perhaps maybe you will go to complain to your teachers or your parents. So that's basically how this connective triangle works. So if let's say you are feeling bad, okay, or you are feeling lazy, so what do you need to do is you can change your thought. So when you change your thought, your behavior may be changed. So these three are interrelated. Sometimes if you want to change your thought, okay, perhaps you can do so through changing your behavior as well as you're changing your feeling. Okay, so as long as one of these components change, then the other will be changed also. Okay, so that is what cognitive triangle mentions. Okay, then why do we need to know about this? Okay, why do we need to know, okay, how thought affect behavior, how thought affect feelings, how feelings affect thought, how feelings affect behavior? So, okay, that is because we are humans and humans are decisions maker. So if you apply this in the organizations, so all the managers, okay, all the top managers, middle managers, lower level managers, or all the decisions makers in the organizations are humans. They need to make decisions every day. Okay, so for us, when we make decisions in daily life, like okay, we decide what to eat later for the dinner. So this kind of decisions might be small and less impactful. But when humans holding certain positions in the organizations, and when they need to make decisions, their decisions could be very impactful. Okay, it might actually affect the futures of the business, or if this is a politicians, then they might basically affect the whole country. So therefore, it is very important to know what a person thinks and what a person feels, because all these thought and feelings might affect the behaviors, and this might reflect in the decisions making of the person. So therefore, it is very, very important for us to know, okay, that thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are all interrelated. Okay, so let's look at this short video clip of about 5 minutes to see how emotions and decisions making are interrelated. Okay, let me know if you cannot hear.
Many people think that keeping emotions out of decision making is the key to making good decisions.
Can you hear the video? Okay, thank you, Louis. Okay, let's continue.
Many people think that keeping emotions out of decision making is the key to making good decisions. However, contrary to popular belief and decades of scientific misunderstanding, it turns out that the exact opposite is true. Keeping emotions out of it is actually a disaster for decision making, according to recently published studies. Latest research adds to a growing body of evidence that the role emotions play in the brain is different than what most scientists have supposed for decades. Even the most mundane, rational decisions rely on emotional data. For many decades, scientists have thought of cognition and emotion as two largely separate systems in the brain. And even as researchers began to find evidence of the interdependence of the two, this interaction was often seen in the light of emotions interfering with higher cognitive processes. It's traditionally been like two players: cognition, the rational human, and emotions, like a chimp running amok. This is where our cultural mindset about being rational and keeping emotions out of making decisions comes from. The roots of understanding this deep interconnection of cognition and emotion, like many breakthroughs in neuroscience, were found by studying patients with brain damage. The brain lesions these patients had suffered to a particular section of the frontal lobe had not impacted their knowledge base or logical reasoning abilities. They understood what made a good business investment. They understood and could describe the social rules and conventions that should guide their actions. With any decision, they could go through the pros and the cons. Yet these previously upstanding men and women struggled to make even simple decisions and began to make disadvantageous decisions in many different aspects of their lives. It was found that what they could not do was to use past emotional knowledge to guide their reasoning process, even though they knew logically that a specific business deal was risky or that a certain decision could endanger their relationship with someone close to them. They couldn't access the past emotional knowledge and use that to guide the reasoning process. Emotions seem to provide an essential link between what is known to be true and the motivation to act accordingly. Emotions provide neurohormones that the body releases in response to our perceptions of the world. They provide a primary filter that focuses attention and provides motivation towards a specific course of action. And this is their importance in decision making. Even if we know that a tiger is dangerous, or that a walk in the woods makes us feel good, It's the emotional response of fear and joy that really motivates us to hide from a tiger or go for a walk in the woods, not knowing logically that we should. Emotions are the motivator, the push. They provide the impetus around a decision. To know that a decision is risky is one thing, but to feel the anxiety and appropriate fear associated with risk-taking is quite another. And it's this difference that makes the difference when it comes to making decisions. The more we learn to recognize and respond appropriately to our emotions, fear to protect us, joy to do more of what we want to, the more effective we are, personally and professionally. So, without emotions, the higher level of cognitive processes can't function properly. Instead of keeping emotions out of decision-making, the new advice should be to make sure emotion and cognition are working together. Without the guidance of emotional learning and social feedback, rational thought and logical reasoning abilities are of little use. It's the blending of thinking and feeling that leads to optimal decisions. So, contrary to decades of scientific and cultural understanding, emotions are now considered to play a fundamental role in rational thought, or at least in the ability to do something about those thoughts. Without the guidance of emotional learning and social feedback, rational thought and logical reasoning abilities are of little use. This is a process called practicing emotional intelligence, and it's through this process of cognition and emotion working together that optimal decisions are made.
Okay, so from this video clip, we understand that emotions play a very important role in decisions making. So emotions and cognitions, they must work together so that we can make the most rational and logical decisions. Okay, so this is what we should do, okay, when we are a decisions maker, whether in our personal life or maybe next time when you are working or maybe currently you're working. Okay, so we shouldn't put emotions aside and did not recognize our emotions. Okay, so let's say, for example, there must be some day that we are having a good mood. There will be some days that we are having a bad mood. Okay, so bad emotions. So what should we do with this kind of emotion? Should we put them aside and then continue making decisions? The answer is no. We must recognize our emotions and then we must manage our emotions. Okay, after we manage the emotions, then we will be making the right decision. So this is what we should do, okay, as a decisions maker. Okay, sorry. So let's go to the next slide. Sorry, yeah.
Many people.
Okay, so therefore, this is similar to what I've mentioned just now. So it's very important for us to recognize our emotions and know how it affects our thinking and how it affects our behavior so that we won't make the wrong decision. So we must choose the right options or decisions or make the right decisions or options instead of making the wrong decisions. So by recognizing your emotions, it might be very important to manage the relationship in the of the colleagues or of the managers and employees in the organization as well. Okay, so we shouldn't bring our emotions and then we did not manage our emotions and then we make the wrong decisions. Okay, in maybe scolding or maybe in blaming the employees or maybe the other colleagues for something that is happening. Okay, so we have to really recognize our emotions and manage them accordingly. And also having what we call when we know about our emotions, it might actually also affects your what we call that, your skill, okay, or maybe how you deal with your partners, business partners, or maybe your suppliers or your customers. So if we do not manage our emotions well, we might basically having some conflicts with our customer, with our partners and with our suppliers, and our negotiations might be failed. So therefore it is very important for us to manage our emotions, especially when we need to make certain decisions. Okay, so how do we understand people in business? So understanding people in business can be from different perspective. So in particularly, you can actually understand people, especially their emotions, especially their feelings, from the management point of view, or it can be from the psychological point of view, or it can be from the marketing point of view. Okay, so okay, let's take the first perspective first. How do we understand people in management? Okay, we can understand people, okay, to manage our employees, or maybe to manage our organizational members better by considering the culture. Okay, so culture basically affects sometimes how we think, or maybe how we feel on certain thing. Okay, so this culture may not be the heritage culture. It can be the individual culture, like your personality, or maybe your own background, your experience, your knowledge, your education, or it can be the organizational culture. Okay, so the personality of an organization. If individual has personality, organizations will have their personality as well. So if you look at Apple, if you look at Google, if you look at how the people's wear, or how people's work in Google and Apple, then you will know, okay, what you will know that there is a different culture. And then culture can be also analyzed from the point of view of a whole country, like, okay, how Malaysians behave. Okay, what Malaysians values will be very different from those from the other countries. So this is what we call culture. So managing people's, okay, might involve the analysis of the culture, and from there we understand how they think, how they feel, okay, what they values, what they believe, then we can manage them accordingly. So another point is decision making. Okay, so just now we have already mentioned that feelings or can affect our decisions making. So we will learn about the process of decisions making, and what affects the decisions making, what factors can be taken into the decisions making, and as well as what criteria, okay, of good decisions should be. Okay, we also will learn about like how do we communicate. So perhaps a lot of time when we say communication, we will think of, okay, this is basically like I just deliver what I want to deliver. Okay, so basically if you just deliver what message you want to deliver, that is not communication. So sending WhatsApp may not be the best way of communication if the other party does not respond, or maybe the other party does not understand your message. So in communication, it must involve two ways. Okay, it must always, okay, involve two ways. Communication basically is the exchange of informations to achieve understanding. Okay, the key word is actually understanding. So therefore, how do we actually communicate in the workplace? Okay, it may be decided by, okay, again, a lot of factors, and one of them is again our emotions. Okay, how do we maintain our composure, okay, when we are communicating with others? How do we make another person's understand us, okay, when we are communicating? So that is very important. As well as leadership. Okay, leadership is basically one of the very important topic in management. Okay, so why? Because leadership bring changes to the organization. So whether a company can grow, whether the company can cope with the changing environment, is all depends on the leadership. So how do we lead the team? How do we lead the company? That is very important as well. Okay, as well as teamwork. So when you are working, you are not alone, you are working with others. So how do we actually make everyone to be able to work in the team, and how do we make sure the team is a productive one, is an effective one? Okay, all this will be part of the managing people in the organization. There are many more, okay, there are many more, so the list will go on. Okay, then let's move on to understanding people in marketing. So from the marketing point of view, we do not really focus much on the employees. Okay, so people in management, okay, perhaps we look at how we make our employees work. Okay, how do we understand our employees so that they are more effective, more efficient. But when it comes to people in marketing, we focus more on the consumer. Okay, our consumer, or maybe our customer. So we will try to understand their behavior. Okay, because whether your customer or your consumers will buy certain product, or maybe they will buy from you subscribe your services, but okay, use your products or not. It will depends on it will depends on their behavior as well. And there are a lot of factors that are affecting the consumer behavior. For example, the psychological factors, how they search informations, okay, whether they trust the company or not, what is their experience when they are dealing with your company, okay, and then whether they hear some good comments or bad comments about your product, about your services from the from the friends or not. All these factors will affect their decisions, okay, whether to buy from you or not. So consumer behavior is not something new, okay. Basically, it is applied in most of the big company like Google, like Coca-Cola, Yahoo, Spotify, Amazon, Shopee, Lazada. So okay, like for example, Shopee. So why do they give free shipping? Okay, why do they give free shipping? Anyone have any ideas? Why Shopee give free shipping? Have you bought from Shopee before? I do. Okay, I do buy from Shopee a lot of time. Okay, so I do buy from Shopee. So anyone bought from Shopee before? More appealing. Okay, there to buy. So free shipping make it to be more appealing to buy, right? Yeah, okay. So basically this is some sort of like some psychological factors. So like for example, if you buy something at 5 ringgit and then you are paying 5 ringgit of shipping fee, so psychologically you might find that why should I pay for the shipping fee for an item which worth 5 ringgit only? Okay, I don't want to buy. But if you buy an item of 5 ringgit, oh sorry, Shopee need to buy for 15 ringgit, okay, 15 ringgit, and then you got it free shipping. So psychologically you will feel better, okay, you will feel better, okay, to buy this product from Shopee platform. So that's basically some examples of consumer behavior. Some other example, like I think you learned it already, the psychological pricing. So like for example, why in a lot of company they like to price the things at 99? Any idea? Okay, instead of 15 ringgit, okay, they like to price it at 14.99. Any idea why a lot of companies do so? Yeah, again, is psychological factor, right? So okay, 12, yes, very good, looks cheaper, thank you, Daryl. So 12 ringgit 0.99, so the price still start from 12 compared to if we price it at 13 ringgit, the price start from 13. So 12 is cheaper than 13. So a lot of people, they will ignore the 99, okay, and 00. Basically, they will look at 13 and 12. So 12.99 makes people feel that it is much cheaper to buy. Okay, it's much cheaper to buy, but actually the difference is only 1 cent. So there are many more what you call that evidence of this, and that's basically reflecting how important it is to understand the psychological part, or maybe the emotions, or maybe the feelings of people, and this will affect their decisions making, whether they want to buy from you or not. Okay. And then from psychological point of view, okay, basically psychological will try to explain why people behave as they do, why some people behave in some unexpected or a typical way. So psychological basically give you some scientific methods and the critical evaluations, okay, so that we can find the answers of why some people behave as they do, why some people behave in some unexpected way, or a typical way. So that's basically what psychological will do. So it gives you a more organized, more systematic, more scientific methods to explain the behaviors of some people. It can be your employee, it can be your customer, or it can be anyone in general. Okay, so in Heriot-Watt, we do have a lot of courses or subjects that help you to understand people better from different perspectives. Okay, like from psychological point of view. Okay, if you want to understand people, so you can learn the courses such as social psychology, psychological and mental health, psychology of education, industrial organizational psychology. So if you want to understand people from the management point of view, we do have some subjects like organizational behavior, intercultural issues in business and management, and also some other subjects like human resource management. And then for if you want to understand people from the marketing point of view, so you can study a course called consumer behavior, and then you will learn how to communicate well, okay, by understanding the psychology of consumer in marketing communication, and also retail marketing as well as marketing sustainability. So in Heriot-Watt, we do have different programs that can that cover the courses that I mentioned just now. So we do have for management program, we have MA International Business Management, IBM with HRM, IBM with Enterprise, Bachelor of Business Admin. So that will give you some ideas of how do we understand people from the management point of view. So of course, other than the courses that we mentioned, so you will also focus on some other courses like enterprise. You may learn about business venturing, okay, or maybe some of the theories and practices for those who are very interested in entrepreneurship. Okay, and then for understanding people from marketing point of view, we have this program called MA IBM with marketing. And if you want to understand people, okay, from the psychological perspective, then we have two programs, psychology and also psychology with management. Okay, so I think a lot of people they would like to know, okay, after I study this kind of program, or this kind, after I acquire this kind of knowledge from the university, what can I do, okay, in future? Okay, of course, you can set up your own business, okay? So you can set up your own business to be your own boss, or you can join some certain company to be their workforce. So for those who take the business management program, so basically, I would say that the career option is very wide. So as I said, you can be the entrepreneur, okay? Entrepreneurs, you form your own company, or you can actually become your become the what you call that, business analyst, HR manager, corporate advisor, business development manager, okay, or management consultant. If you are doing this well, and then you climb the career ladder, then you can even become the CEO or COO of the organizations. Okay, for marketing, for those who are doing marketing, your career options will be also very wide, that you can involve in every aspect of marketing. Okay, depends on your choice. So for those who are very interested in digital marketing things, okay, maybe you can become the digital marketing specialist. So I would like to share your experience, my student's experience here. So he graduated, I think, 2 years ago in 2019. So in 2020, I actually invited him to come back to give a talk to our students, because he take charge of digital marketing in the organization. So he come back and share with us how important it is to do digital marketing, and how do we do well in the digital marketing. So it's quite interesting. Like for example, a lot of people thought that, okay, when we do digital marketing, so we just do Google ad. Okay, we just do Google ad. But actually Google ad, they have a lot of so-called secret that you need to know in order to attract crowd. So like there are certain timing where there are more viewers. Okay, so you have to pay in order to get the best timing. Okay, like for example, if I'm not mistaken, they say that morning about 8 to 9. If I remember it clearly, 8 to 9. So surprisingly, there are more viewers. That could be explained from the point of view that, okay, 8 to 9, basically a lot of people, they are taking public transport, that they might be watching some website. Oh, sorry, they might be maybe surfing some website, or maybe they might be surfing their internet, okay, when they are traveling using public transport. So that could explain. So they are quite interesting things to learn about digital marketing. So something which is more involve more considerations than what we thought. Okay, or you can become the key opinion leader. So yeah, KOL. Brand manager of the company to help the company to develop the brand, like Coca-Cola. The value of this brand, Coca-Cola, okay, Coca-Cola, okay, basically worth a lot. It is basically Coca-Cola is one of the most valuable branding in the world. Yeah. So how do you actually convert your, let's say in future, convert your company's brand into some brand like Coca-Cola? Okay, this is something that you need to know. Okay, and then business development manager. Business development manager basically is the persons who help the company to expand their market, to develop their market. Okay, and then you can also become entrepreneur by doing this marketing course. You can become the marketing consultant as well as the chief marketing officer. So for psychology, so those who are doing psychology in Malaysia, they involve a lot in HR, okay, in HR. But surprisingly, they also involve in marketing, okay, because why? Because we need to understand the psychology of the consumers in order to attract the consumers to buy more. So therefore, psychology, they can actually they can actually do their jobs, what we call find a jobs under the marketing field, okay, to help the company to understand the psychology of the consumer and help them to increase their sales. Okay, as education as well, okay, like the counselor, social worker, and also they can involve in market research. Okay, so these are some of the career options. Okay, so okay, because a lot of my existing students, they are quite worried about their future because of this pandemic, COVID-19. So they ask us what would happen after this COVID-19, and where should they go after the COVID-19. Okay, perhaps this is not only the questions of our existing students. I believe this is the questions of many people, okay, out there in the market. So according to the World Economic Forum, so they did a research on the futures of jobs, okay, after this pandemic. Okay, let's watch this short video clip to understand, okay, from the what would be the futures of every one of us, okay, after this pandemic. Okay.
COVID-19 is one of the biggest crises of our time. It has impacted every single one of us, shaken our social systems, and disrupted every sector of our economies. The automation of work, combined with a global recession, led workers to lose their jobs at an accelerated pace compared to previous years. And this trend is expected to continue. The ongoing shift in the division of labor between humans, machines, and algorithms might displace 85 million jobs worldwide in the next 5 years, while 97 million new roles, ones that are more adapted to this new task distribution, may emerge. By 2025, companies expect to displace roughly 6% of their total workforce. 1 in 2 workers will need reskilling, and those remaining in their current roles will need to update 40% of their skill set to adapt to the changing labor market. There is a way to collectively benefit from these challenging times. Decades of research have shown that the most valuable asset of any economy or company is its human capital. Around the globe, companies are already experiencing a shortage in relevant skills for future roles and are investing in reskilling and upskilling their workforce. By 2025, organizations say they will train over 70% of their employees to ensure they can smoothly transition into the jobs of tomorrow. These include DevOps engineers, artificial intelligence specialists, digital marketing managers, talent acquisition specialists, and customer success specialists. It will take on average between 2 weeks and 5 months for workers to pick up new skills, allowing them to move into these new roles. But data shows they won't need to have the perfect skill set to start transitioning. While 2/3 of employers expect to get a return on investment in employees' reskilling programs within just 1 year, governments will also need to step in to update and fund education and training systems, and to ensure displaced workers have adequate safety nets. With purposeful leadership and collaboration, we can turn this global crisis into a unique opportunity to transition into a future of jobs that is inclusive, fair, and sustainable.
Okay, so I hope after watching this video clip, you will feel better, because anyhow, okay, in future, even though with automations, even though with pandemic, we, the human capital, are still needed to bring the companies, okay, to another level, or maybe to help the companies to overcome the pains that they have suffered, okay, during the pandemic. So we human capital must, okay, are still having very important role, or maybe very important values in future's organization. Okay, however, in the video clip, if you hear clearly, so skills basically is the most important things that we need to possess. So we must possess the right skills, okay, to prepare ourselves, okay, for future challenges. So if you look at the list of these top 10 skills of 2025 proposed by World Economic Forum, you will notice that out of these 10, only 2 of them are more relevant to technology, like this one, okay, and also perhaps this one. And the rest of the skill, sorry, not this one, okay, and the rest of the skills are related to problem-solving skill, self-management skill, and how do you work with people. Okay, so therefore it actually suggests that no matter what is the changes in the environment, that perhaps a lot of people say that with Industrial Revolution 4.0, oh, we need to be more high-tech, we need to be more, there will be more automation, there will be the use of AI, and so on and so forth. But if you look at the top skills listed here, it is still this kind of soft skill, okay, that is much needed by most of the organizations. So this is what we can do for you, okay, the university can do for you. Okay, okay, let's say for example, if you are taking the business management program or psychological program or marketing program, you may not be tech savvy in the terms of technology use, monitoring, controlling, or design and programming. So this might be needed by those, okay, this might be done by those people who have the relevant skill. But you, as long as you can focus on your analytical thinking and innovation, active learning and learning strategy, complex problem-solving skill, critical thinking and analysis skill, creativity, originality and initiative, leadership and social influence, resilience, stress tolerance and flexibility, reasoning, problem-solving and ideation. So as long as you have this kind of skills, you will be highly sought after by your employers in future. Okay, so what can we do for you? Okay, as one of the pioneers in education since 1821, yeah, this is our 200 years of establishment, yeah, so Heriot-Watt is already 200 years old. Okay, so what can we do for you? So we have 3 campuses, okay, located in Edinburgh, Dubai, as well as Putrajaya. Okay, so what we do for you is we other than offering all these programs that instill you with the technical knowledge and skills to prepare you in your future jobs, we also develop your soft skills under this Empower program. Okay, we also offer some opportunity for you to study in different campuses under the Go Global program. So for those who would like to know more about this Empower program as well as the Go Global program, please you can anytime, okay, talk to our marketing consultants or education consultants, as well as the teaching staff, okay, during the open day. So we are supporting our students in their educational journey, that we have this personal tutoring system, that they will be like your mentor, that they will guide you, okay, during your year of studies. And then we also make sure there is an effective learning among our students, that we provide buddies and peers, okay, that also that we help you in your learning or support you in your learning. Okay, so that is all for today's talk. Okay, so I hope you enjoy the sessions and learn some things about the people, especially how our emotions are affected, how our emotions are related to thoughts, and as well as the behaviors of human. Okay, thank you so much. And any questions? Thank you, Louis. Thank you, Yong-Sin. Please feel free to ask questions, yeah. Otherwise, you can visit to our open day to talk to our education consultant as well as the lecturers in charge. Thank you. Oh, Chen Mei, there is a question that they would like to obtain the recorded video. Okay, Louis, Chen Mei is answering your questions. Yeah, you wait for a while. Okay. Hi, Daryl and Kongya. Do you have any questions? Kong Yi, Daryl, do you have any questions about the programs or maybe about the open day? Okay, thank you, Daryl. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you, Dara. Hi, Louise. Do you have any specific program that you would like to know more? Perhaps the education consultants may send you the more information about the program. Oh, okay. Good. Okay, thanks to know that. Thank you, Louise, for joining us today. Thank you.